Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, Brandon's going to be joining us, but he can't right away, he said. So he wanted me to kind of get started just with some of the changes with tech and AI.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He was in St. Louis, I believe.
Yep. Hey, Dave, how's it going?
Greetings. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Oh, Butch.
Hey Dave, how you doing, man?
I hear your birds in the background.
Sitting outside so I can smoke a cigar while you guys entertain me.
Butch, when is it too early to have a cigar?
Before you wake up, nothing like cigar and coffee or early in the morning. Sunrise, can't beat it.
No, thanks. I'll take a hard
Brandon,
pass
you
on that.
changed.
Hey Daniel, it says you're Brandon Lee.
I know.
Yeah. You got
I
more
don't know how
handsome.
that Yeah, I think he's going to jump on in a bit. He asked me to kind of get started with once we have everyone on with kind of the AI and tech stuff that we've been working on and we've got ready. Because he usually waits till most of the accepted people are here, right? I see 2 to 3 more.
I'd wait a minute or two, but
Yeah.
not much longer.
Okay.
Hey, Dave. I had an
Yes.
awesome conversation with Daryl yesterday or 2 days ago. Daryl Amy.
Daryl's cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He is a true visionary.
Yeah.
You give him an idea, and man, he's off with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking
Yeah.
about his whole new innovation council piece that he's working on right now. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fun, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Did you ever see the content he posted when he did the hike up to base
Everest.
camp of
Yep.
Everest? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was cool.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
James, we can't hear you.
How do I get one of those?
Cheersing us,
I was
but
wondering how I
can't
get one of those. I'm just kidding.
I'm drinking out of a lion's head
That's
mug.
Yeti at least. I've got like a
It is.
knockoff, something from Costco, I think.
There you go.
It works.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we got you.
All right, I said I was going to fill up my mug. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Let's get started when he gets back.
Sounds good. Will do.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks for letting me know. I was there last week, but I didn't pay attention to like if he waits 5 minutes or when he starts. Also, I don't have any like fancy presentations and stuff.
Hey Nor. Have Nor and Reem. Hey Reem.
Hi guys. Hi everyone.
Hey,
Hello.
You're having a great day so far.
pretty good.
I had a great client meeting or potential client meeting this morning.
Great to hear. And you're smoking your cigarette, so I think you're having a blast. Aren't you?
And have coffee.
Oh, and you're having coffee as well.
All right, Daniel, 11:05. Let's roll.
Okay. We don't have to wait for James. We've got it recorded, so he'll jump back on. No, I just want to start by saying, I think all of you know that I'm kind of filling in for Brandon for a little bit. I am not going to be able to teach you guys a whole lot when it comes to sales. A little bit on background. I was an entrepreneur. I still am an entrepreneur, but when I was young, I had a services business, restoration, water damage, fire damage business. And I was in charge of sales and marketing and brand, but that was 13 to 15 years ago. So it did require me walking into like plumbers and homeowners, insurance agents, and kind of just selling my product. So I know the feeling of walking in and kind of being unknown and trying to get to become known and liked and trusted and all those things. But the last 13 years I've been doing software. So if you have any technical software questions, specifically around LinkedIn, but also in general, I should be able to answer it or get that answer for you. But what we're going to be looking at today, or at least starting off on today, is kind of some of the things we're doing with AI, whether it's social post creation, as well as helping with commenting. For me, I know commenting's like it might be one of those things that you don't want to use it for, and I get it. Like there's a lot of pushback on that. When I started building it, it wasn't like I was doing it because it was something that I was passionate about. I was doing it because something that our clients wanted. But with these changes that we've made over the last few days, I've actually seen really good improvement with the output. And it helps with getting thoughts across, maybe doing some sort of research inside of the Chrome extension, as far as lookups, looking for a quote to help with your comment, all of those sort of things. So we can kind of dive down into that. But to start off, I can show you what we've been doing with social post creation. So let me share my screen. Or before I go further, did anyone have any questions, any thoughts, comments they wanted to add before we start off? Anything they've been noticing, either in LinkedIn or in our tool, that they want to give some feedback on? So it's not just me rambling.
What you led with is exactly why I'm here. So I'm interested to see some of the improvements for the tool. So I'm
Awesome.
totally on board.
All right. So
Well, I'll add this, Daniel. I am 100% believer in commenting.
yeah, 100%.
I believe, for me anyway, and if you've read any of my stuff, you've probably seen me write this, but if I could only post or comment, I would choose commenting.
Yes. Yep. I 100% agree with that. I'm sorry if I was not clear. I'm 100% in agreement with commenting. I meant using AI for commenting. Like,
oh, okay.
Got it. Yeah. I comment more than I post. But typically when I use our tool to comment, I kind of I'm not comfortable with it, honestly, so I don't even use it. But again, what I'm about to show you, I think, has made some improvements to the output, and it's only going to get better. So thank you for clarifying that.
Comments have to come across as authentic.
100% agree. Cool. All right. So for creating posts, I think we showed this last week, but maybe it wasn't working 100%. There might have been some confusion around it, but now when you're creating a post for yourself, the question we kind of been discussing a lot is, do you post personal? Do you post business post? And this is going to help you kind of find that mix, what works for you, and might give you some ideation to come up with posts for yourself. So I'm just going to show you first a personal post. So let's say today I want to create just a personal post. This post structure can give your AI guidance on how you want that post to look. So you can choose a structure here. And we've got a list here that we're working on curating and making better. But for the sake of this demo, I just want to do it without post structure. And then I could choose a topic. So these are topics that I've answered inside of my twin. everyone familiar with that idea of answering a question inside the twin? Or I should say, is anyone not familiar? That's probably a better question. Do these questions make sense, like where they come from?
No, I
Yeah.
have not done that.
You haven't done that. Okay, so over here in your twin,
Mhm.
you have the ability to answer questions.
Okay.
First, you can do settings. So inside of settings, you can say, what's your job title? What's your ideal customer profile? So who do you want to write whom do you want to write the post to? And then also selections like, do you want hashtags? Do you want emojis? What's your normal length of your post? Do you like having a hook so that at the beginning kind of draw the person in? Call to action at the end, or end with a question. There's a little bit of an overlap here, but sometimes the call to action isn't necessarily a question. And then grade reading level. I've heard much about staying in the middle school level reading level for most people. I actually go with the lowest typically when I have AI help me. And then your writing tone. So this is the default, but you can change this at any time when you're writing a post. So let's say I want to change this to personal and formal. I think we're all writing in English at this point. And then here's your twin training topics. So here's a bunch of different topics that you could talk to your twin about, or basically save this information. So just a bunch of questions and answers. So I have this one here. Is there a particular event in your life that you see as a turning point? I've answered it. I don't mind showing it to you. But this answer was about what I told you about at the beginning. You know, I used to have a restoration company. I was one of the founders, blah, 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 late call on a Sunday night. And I was basically wading through sewage in South Atlanta and decided I want to change in my life. So that was my answer. But then there's also the ability to chat with your twin. So share a favorite memory you have with your family. I had a conversation about trip to Tanzania. It asked me, like, such a beautiful place, what was a highlight? I talk about a highlight at the safari in this crater. And it kind of just draws you out more. So if you want to just give an answer, you just kind of want to speak from the heart and have a long answer for your question, or you could have a conversation around it. And so it might be easier for you to have a conversation. It might bring up topics that you hadn't thought about. So those are your two different ways that you can answer questions. So if I go back into Creator Studio, you know, I see this since I can create posts for other companies, but you'll see this create a personal post. So now we're back to where we were. So you can select personal, and then you can select the topic. So let's go back to, is there a particular event in your life that you see as a turning point? This is the one I used the other day. You can add an image to it. So if you have an image that's specifically around that question or answer. Let me let Jeremy in real quick. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, we're just going through creating posts from answers from your questions. So we've got it all recorded up to this point.
Okay.
But the idea is that you can answer some questions from inside the system and then create social posts around those answers. Okay, so you would go over here. Comment tone's not the right thing. I need to change this here, but basically it's the tone of the post. And this is personal. And then I'm using my question and answer from this topic to create the post. And then let's see what it creates for us. It actually might be better than the one I wrote. Okay, so anyway, it takes that story and it takes it and puts it into a nice format, you know, based on, you might have just given this long answer as far as this turning point in your life. You just kind of like, I think I spoke about this before, which is I've heard there was a model trained, like an AI model that was trained on 10,000 Slack messages, like the back and forth inside of Slack. And the model was trained specifically on those messages. And when they had finally finished training the model, they tried it out. And the first thing they said is, hey, can you do this task for me? Can you write this email for me? And the AI model responded back with, sure, I'll get to that tomorrow. And the idea was, I mean, and this is, and it actually happened. The concept is that they fed the model a list of training data, and it gave it back exactly what it expected, exactly what that model expected. So if you can feed the model the correct information, then it can give you back what you're looking for. So in this case, our model is getting better at saying, if I look at a discussion, how do I turn that discussion into something that makes sense, that's visually appealing? And so then at this point, you can take it and you can scrap it. You can, sorry, my mic's in the way. You can edit it. If you like kind of having a little more white space, you can do that. You can come through and you can add a list, or you can do whatever you want. And the reason that it might not be great at this point, I think it's pretty good, but it might not be great at this point, is it needs to still learn how you like to speak, how you like to format your posts. So every time you do this and you publish through this system, we will continue to learn from that. And then the AI will only get better as far as the output. It'll be more in line with the way you format your posts, the way you talk and write. So at this point, let's say you want to just start over from square one, you go rewrite options, and you know what, I changed my mind. I do like hashtags and emojis, and I want to now be humorous and witty, and then I want to rewrite it. The format kind of stunk. And the cool thing about this is like, you're just like, let's just scrap that and try again. And so it's like, just throw things at it, see what sticks. And then once you edit it to make it look like what you want, then it's the system knows, hey, when I get this information, I want it to look like this. And that's you training your own AI to say, this is how I want to sound. So that is Creator Studio in writing posts for yourself. Did anyone have any questions on that? Or tell me it's terrible. Anything you want to say is fine.
I had a quick question kind of
Sure.
back on questions that we answered in our twin.
Mhm.
I hate to go backwards, but
Yeah.
Is it better to do the chat with your twin or just answer the question?
That's sorry if I wasn't clear on that. That is up to you. I like chatting. That's my style of conveying my message. It is not like this. It's not one way or the other. Doesn't matter. The AI is going to look at it as, if you just answered it, it's going to take it as, here's an answer from the person. If it's a discussion, it's going to say, here's the discussion, what that person used their answers to guide you.
Got it.
But
Okay.
I've been using this pretty steadily for the last week to create my own posts. And it is, I would say it's like 70 to 80% there, honestly. And
Cool.
so for me, it's been, I don't want to use the word game changer because I feel like then I'm becoming AI slowly. But like for me, it has been a game changer. And in getting these ideas across, in being able to, like Brandon and I were talking about it today, was like, we want to get to the point where you can take an AI or an audio file, an audio note, and just be walking along. You're on your walk with your dog and you hit record and you just kind of say, hey, I was thinking about this, blah, 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 send to fist bump. And then you come into the system and you have this post already laid out for you, in the sense that you can come in and now make it your own. And then as it gets better and better, which is just going to do, not have to do that as much anymore. The edits don't have to be made quite as much the more that it learns.
Cool.
But yeah, answer the question or chat, whatever kind of, for me, most of the time I chat, but sometimes based on the question, I just feel like kind of rambling. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Cool. And speaking of that, it reminded me of something that I spoke at a conference last October, and you guys might have heard this story before, so apologize if I'm repeating myself, but like I had the topic in mind, and then I told AI, give me 10 questions on this topic to help me answer questions around the subject. And so I went through those 10 questions, just answering them with dictate. And then I said, take these 10 answers and turn them into a presentation outline. And it gave me that outline based on my answers. And then I said, okay, now give me 20, I think I said 20 image prompts for these slides. And it spit out 20 image prompts. And then I just went into at the time I used Midjourney because it was better than DALL-E. And then I got my output there. So I think what it can really do, especially in these sort of situations, is it can take your thoughts and your feelings and your just your stories, and it can turn it into structure. And so that's what we're trying to do, really. So a lot of the AI stuff you're seeing might be around creating posts from other people's thoughts, and that might drive engagement, but it doesn't like get you into the story, if that makes sense. So this really gets you into the story.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. All right. And
Cool.
let me see. Let me show you the other piece. I think this wasn't working last week. So it is working now. And along those lines, please, if you ever see anything that's an issue that's not working, just reach out to me. Like I make that a top priority if we have things that aren't working. All right, so here is the Twinit post. So these would be posts that would be created. I think Brandon might have mentioned this in the chat, but like if the concierge service is creating posts for you, then we would take your knowledge base and your information, and we would create these posts for you. I think we're saying 2 a week. I'd have to get clarity around that. But these posts kind of, if you come to these ready to twin posts, it's almost like scrolling a feed, but it's a feed for you. So it's a feed for you to say, "Ooh, I like that post. That sounds good. That's my messaging. I like that." So you can read it, see more. And that see more kind of gives you the feeling of the same way you use LinkedIn. When you're scrolling LinkedIn, you say, "Oh, I want to read this post." And if you want to read it, then other people might want to read it. So Twinit. And then once you have Twinit, you would use Rewrite for Me. And that's using those same settings from before. So it would be who you are and who your ICP is. And if you click it, it's going to rewrite the post for you. And this is really cool for a lot of people, but for teams that you're perhaps sharing the post across a team of, let's say, 10 people, and you don't want everyone to just post the same thing in their LinkedIn, because it would just be like, you could obviously see that everyone's just sharing the same thing, but now you could rewrite it for yourself. I don't know that anyone here is working internationally, but I've shared this with a few people, and this kind of is impressive to them, is that you can like rewrite with a different language. So you could share with your team and they could actually like rewrite it. If you've got somebody that posts in German, or, posts in Spanish or something else, that would give them the ability to rewrite it for them. So it's kind of like a nice way to spread your message, stay on brand, but personalized for that person. And then right now they could replace the image. What's coming here is going to be, give me some images based on this image that are, personalized for me, so that not everyone's even sharing the same image. So now you have one post shared to your team and everybody customizes it for themselves with their own image. So that's
really cool.
Twinit. Oh, thanks.
Hey,
Yeah,
Daniel, I have a-
which one usually impresses people.
It's a game changer.
It is. I'm going to delve into this emoji.
Hey, Daniel, I'm kind of in the weeds question. On the post you showed that had Brandon's picture on it,
Mhm.
I have those same kind of pictures because we did them as a team. But
Mhm.
I don't care how we do it right now, but I could replace that picture with a picture of me, correct?
Yes, you could. Yep. Yeah. When you do adjust settings, you can choose a file and you can do
I
anything
could just
here. Yeah.
choose a file and just go to photos?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. There you go. Got
And
you.
that's a bit in the weeds, but
Yeah. No.
That's so cute.
That is my oldest, like what, 10 years ago, 15, 12 years ago. No, not 10, 10 years ago. Thanks.
Hey, Daniel,
Oh,
did you, I don't know if you clarified, I'm trying to follow along with you here in my,
Mhm. Yeah.
own creator studio. Are there some settings that you have enabled on, or like hashtags in your content, emojis?
Do you
having
have
people-
this, you should have this twin option, right?
I do.
Okay. So if you click that, you will see digital twin settings,
Okay,
and
I
then
do see.
there,
boom, okay.
yeah, and those are the kind of things that they're annoying right now, and they're going to be fixed for you, that you have to do this before you go create a post. What I'm going to do is make it here. So
Got
you
it.
can say, no, this time I want a post written to, people that run the office or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know all of your terminology, but this is specifically for this group of people. And now I want to sell to executives that make, buying decisions, blah, blah, blah. So you can change your post per post instead of having to go change your settings, come back here.
Okay.
It's
I just
kind of,
noticed it was
a little
bit different.
tedious.
Didn't know if I was in the
Yep,
right
yep, you
place.
got it. It's just over there.
Got it.
But
Thanks.
then, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Daniel, can I ask maybe a stupid question?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I'll allow it.
Perfect. There's no stupid questions, just stupid people, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No.
What feeds the Ready to Twin feed?
What? I'm sorry?
So under that Ready to Twin tab at the top,
Yeah.
what feeds that? Where do those come from?
That comes from, I don't want to speak beyond my knowledge of the agreements with everyone. I believe this is for concierge, social concierge. So this is for
Got
our
it.
team creating posts.
Okay.
Again, I believe it's 2 a week. Our team
Yeah.
creating posts around your company and your
Got
knowledge base for you. Yep. So you come
Okay.
in and you've got them ready for you. So you're not actually creating them yourself.
Right on. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's that service piece of creating posts for you.
Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you.
And yeah, no problem. And the goal there is, as well, is even if you're not using it for concierge, so us creating posts for you, I'm going to be adding it in. I'm 99% sure of this, that I'm going to be adding this in for you guys as a company to do for yourself. So
Okay.
you could create posts for yourself for your team. We just
Cool.
won't do it for you as a service. So
Okay.
that's coming
Cool.
very soon. Is that something that would be valuable to you?
Yeah, I mean, I have a marketing department that, eventually I want to get, right now I'm the only one in my company using Fist Bump, but eventually I'd love to get the rest of the team onboarded, and that would be kind of cool for them to, they're creating posts all the time. So just take that and feed it into the Ready to Twin tab, and
Sure.
then all of us salespeople can go and make it our own.
Yeah, that's great. And even if it's a post where it's more of a recommendation of, why don't you post about this today? Those are the kind of things let's think about. If it was more, you don't want them to necessarily recreate business posts for themselves, but it's like,
Right.
you're kind of spurring them to do something, and
Sure.
whatever that is, like using their own twin to answer questions and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
That's cool.
Yeah, cool. The other thing, so we're going to get into commenting. Because I want to show this to you. So the results we were getting before were not ideal, the AI comments, and we've improved it greatly. So when you come in here now and you comment on a post, you can use the icon here. And actually, before I do this, because I've already trained mine, let me jump into one I haven't trained. Here we go. Let me make sure of that before. Under here, settings. Okay, so this one's not trained yet. As you can see, you need to make these comments. And the reason that you need to make these comments before training is that AI needs to know how you comment. It needs to know the words you like to use, the structure you like to use. And basically we want to make sure that the output is something that sounds more like you. And right up until this point, everyone's been using the same format. So or same prompt, I should say. So the output hasn't been great. So now what we're saying is you need to download the extension so that we can get the fact that you're posting or commenting, I should say. And then to make the authentic comments in LinkedIn, and then go to My Engagement, click on comments, and then add 15 under twin training. So if you come over here to My Engagements, we've made this a little easier to navigate now. So you can click on comments, and you can actually see your comments here. And so you can add them. So like, let's say you click add. And the reason, again, is because you can now decide how you want your comments to sound based on your own comments.
Oh, that's
Let me just throw those all in real quick. And then I go back to settings.
That's a great feature.
Yeah, this is very helpful because I was trying
yeah,
to
that's really cool.
Oh,
work on the comment feature myself, just with had the download to LinkedIn, and I'm creating it just however it was naturally, and it was not sounding right. But
yeah,
this
it does.
is
It's not
super
great.
helpful.
It wasn't great. This is all live right now.
Okay.
And so I'm going to show you, if you haven't trained the prompt yet, and you've only added those comments, if I come over here now to LinkedIn, let me go make sure that I have this in my settings. Yep, tech founder, other tech people looking for help with social selling. So this is important too, title and who you're speaking to. And then if I go back to LinkedIn, and I'm not going to say anything here. I'm just going to hit submit. I haven't tested with this test account. It's not great. Honestly, it's still a little long. But it is using your own comments. I think you could use it as a starting point. So if you wanted to paste it in, you still have to tag people, and you could clean it up. But that's what it is before you train it. So now let's go back to here. I'll eventually know what I'm doing. Settings, LinkedIn settings, update comment training. And what this will do for you is create a prompt to use inside of your LinkedIn. And that creates the style that you use, the words that you like to use, the structure, and all of that. I'm going to show you mine. I was actually surprised when this spit out for me. So it says, begins his comments with enthusiastic affirmations like love this approach, uses creator's name. I notice I start with haha a lot. It's kind of weird once you start looking at what you do all the time. Predominantly simple, short to medium length sentences. I rarely use complex sentences, brevity and approachability. Don't you love when someone just reads back to you something you could read yourself? So anyway, you see what you see what's going on. I hate that on presentations. You got this massive slide and someone's just reading bullet points. Literally what I'm doing to you. So anyway, this is now your prompt for you. And you could change this too. Like if you wanted to come in here, I need to make this input available to you guys. It's not available to you right now. It's only available to me for testing. It works in the back end, but I haven't made it editable for you. So give me like 24 hours to do that, please. But you will then have prompts for your commenting. So now when I'll whatever you've got there, Adam, I'll read in just a minute. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, no rush on that one.
Okay, so cups here, so I can comment. And I'm going to say no specific style. I'm just going to use it. So let's see what we get.
So we don't have to check one of those boxes then?
You don't have to.
Okay.
If you check a box, it's going to be more in line with that style.
Okay.
This
is longer than my last one, but
Well, the boxes that we check is usually from the survey that we took.
oh, you do?
Usually, yeah, it's a survey that highlights what is your how do you comment? How do you usually comment? What's your voice and style and tone?
Sure.
So I can share the survey with you guys if you want to take it, and it will highlight which boxes to tick. That's usually your tone and style.
Yeah. And that's definitely something that if you want to use this, your style, you can. So there's a lot of different ways to kind of bake this cake, if you want to call it, make this recipe, which is you've created this prompt for yourself, which I just shared with you here. So this is a guidance for all of your posts. And then what Reem was just mentioning is you can say, well, this time I want to be a comedian, or this time I want to, start with a wow, that's a lot longer. It's gotten longer than it was in the past, but the idea is that the ones I left a few comments yesterday and I've gotten good responses from them. So the comments have gotten more in line with the way you comment. It's possible that this is actually, how I comment, but the idea is that you can now direct your comments more based on your own AI. So based on this, is there any questions, any feedback as far as commenting AI?
Daniel, this is James. I really like the feature to see all of your past comments. Is there a way when you're looking through your activity to go directly back to that post? Like if you click on the notes,
you mean in here? Like if you're in this?
Yeah, as you're looking at those and you're adding to.
Yeah.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
So page URL,
post link,
post URL. Okay.
Post link, and then post author is here. So you can go see the author and you can see the post with one click.
Oh, okay. I clicked on I was looking inside. I clicked on the details and then was looking inside there. I was down one layer too deep. Okay.
All good.
I see it now. Thanks.
David, in the setup area where you got to put in the ICP, your ideal person you want to work with.
Mm-hmm.
You can just put in a title, or do you have to put in an actual sentence?
You can put either.
Okay.
It's going to AI is going to say using this. They're writing to this person. So it could say CEO of tech company. It could say more like description of that person, that style.
It's ideal. I work with marketing managers, HR managers, supplier diversity managers. So
sure,
there isn't just one person that I'm necessarily working with. So
gotcha.
How would you suggest doing that?
Right now, if you're going to write a post are you saying for writing a post or writing a comment?
Post.
Okay, for a post,
you're
just gonna, for a post, you're just going to need to come in here and change it right before you create the post.
Okay.
And for a comment, it's going to have to be more. It's going to have to be something that we build into the extension for you. Like, this is who you're writing to on this comment.
Okay.
All right. So that's kind of everything that we're working on, what we've got live right now. Is there anything else? Like, can I show you anything? Do you guys have any questions about either the tech or LinkedIn tech in general? Oh, one thing I want to touch on, those unanswered or unasked questions that some people might have, which is there a difference between posting on LinkedIn and posting through the API? And the reason, let me back up and explain what an API is for some that don't know it. When you connect your LinkedIn in our system, so if you log in with LinkedIn or you come here and say, connect my LinkedIn or LinkedIn connection, you go to LinkedIn and you authorize us to talk to LinkedIn's backend. And that will give our system a token, which is basically a password. And it says, hey, you're letting us act as Jeremy or James or Adam or whoever. And it lets us do things for you in the system. It's approved. There's no like breaking terms and conditions. It's literally like their endpoints they give for us to do this. If you use something like an extension that requires you to download the extension in order to post, what that's doing is creating a bot basically for you with your credentials from your browser, and it will act as you via a bot. So that bot can do anything you can do inside of LinkedIn, but it very much breaks the terms and conditions of LinkedIn. So when you use the API, you're connecting with LinkedIn and you're giving it authorization for us to do things. So that's kind of the technical aspect of connecting to LinkedIn via the API. So when you post, you're using the endpoint or the API or the interface with the database to say, I want to post, but I want you to just put the post right into the database. I'm not doing it through the UI, the LinkedIn UI. Everything that I've read, anyone I've talked to, I've been told that it has no difference between posting it natively and posting it through the API, because you're basically just inserting the information into their database. And it's their approved method for posting. It's what, like the big actual names that do this, you know, Hootsuite, Buffer, those companies, that is how they do post scheduling. I'm not trying to bash any companies, but like companies like Taplio, those companies use a Chrome extension to post it. You just have to download their extension to post, which is a clear tell that they're using a bot to post for you. We are using the API and the approved methods to post. So there should be no hesitation in posting through our system because it's using, again, approved methods for posting to LinkedIn. Yeah, I just want to cover that because that's one of those technical things people have asked us before, which is, you know, do I get less reach by using this method and not posting natively? All signs and anyone I've spoke to points to no. There's no, but it's, again, LinkedIn is a black box. So short of somebody doing a bunch of research on this and being able to actually do A/B testing, there'd be no way to 100% tell you. But that's everything I've read. It's said that. So does that make
Daniel,
sense? I hope I didn't go
yeah,
too deep
no,
technically.
it does, and thanks for clarifying. I'm
Yeah.
not a technical guy.
Mhm.
Is there a short answer to describe the difference between an API and an extension?
Yeah, so an API is a programming interface. So it's actually, we actually have created an API inside of Fistbump for the extension to talk to. So when you log into Fistbump, the application, we create a token for you, so like a secret password, and we put it in your browser. And then the Chrome extension uses that token to talk to our API. It talks to our database, our endpoints, to basically pass information between one another. What the Chrome extensions do is when I'm logged in here on LinkedIn, your browser knows that you're logged into LinkedIn. So if I reload my page, something is telling LinkedIn like, hey, James is logged in, show him his page. And what that is all stuff that's saved in here. You know, it's saved inside of your networks or inside of your application settings. So like it's all saved here, that data, which means when you download a Chrome extension, it can go get any of this information from your storage, your cookies, whatever. And there's a token and there's data points that we know how to grab in order to say, I can act as James now anywhere because I have this information.
Got it.
So sorry if I kind of rambled there a little bit, but that's what the Chrome extension does, is it kind of steals your information in order to act as you. You've given it authorization to do it by downloading the extension. Whereas an API, you're explicitly going to the provider and saying, hey, I trust these people, give them my information to do whatever you're allowed to do via the API. So like LinkedIn is very limited in what they give you through the API. And that tells me they don't like bots doing stuff. So they give you access to create posts, edit and delete posts, And then they give you access to comment on posts that you've made in the system. So as an example, what we could create is if you created a post for yourself, there could be a little box here that says, create my comment 5 minutes after the post goes out, and it could have a link in it. So if you don't want to put the link in the post, you could create a comment for yourself 5 minutes later. That I can do via the API, but I can't say, go find posts for me inside of LinkedIn and comment on them, because that would be not possible through the API. So the API is kind of limited. And again, that's telling me LinkedIn doesn't like the things these other people are doing. It's definitely the darkest gray of the between black and white as you can get.
Got it.
They like to say that it doesn't infringe on terms and conditions, but I've read them all and I don't see how it doesn't infringe on them. Yeah, sorry for my long-winded answer. I hope that makes sense.
No, it does.
And as far as getting like suspended or anything, that typically is coming from usage. So they're looking at usage speed. For instance, I had to help someone the other day with getting URLs for different profiles based on having their ID. And I created a little script that visited like 40 profiles in order to get those URLs. And they suspended my account. They suspended my fake account, but they suspended my account. So it wasn't even that I was cheating the system. I was just viewing profiles too quickly. And they said, there's no way that Daniel could have viewed 40 profiles in 5 minutes. So there has to be automation going on. So when people say, you've got the fist bump application, so could that suspend my account? Well, if you go in here and you go, if you go skip for today, skip for today, skip for today, skip for today, like over 10 minutes, then it could, because you're basically telling LinkedIn, I'm moving faster than a human should move through this system. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm just kind of trying to throw out some little gotchas for LinkedIn. If you had a spreadsheet like the one I did, if you have a spreadsheet of 40 profiles and you just click on them super fast, you could get suspended. They could feel that you're using automation. So yeah, that's kind of that automation question we get a lot, or the suspension question we get a lot, is that fist bump won't cause suspension, usage of LinkedIn will. Does anyone else have any questions? I mean, I'll kind of just jumping around a little bit on AI, technical questions, any sort of way I can help from a technical perspective on LinkedIn. I wish I could be more help when it comes to social selling, but like I'm not. Again, I'm kind of, over the last year, I've been learning the ropes a little bit from Brandon and getting better. But it's still, I mean, I'm still in the same boat as you guys. It's like, I'm trying to figure out what to post about. I'm trying to see this I guess this is balance for me of like, there's the what resonates, there's the what I like talking about, and there's like what I should be talking about to sell what I'm offering. And it's like, the ideal would be, you got this triangle, and the ideal would be like right in the middle. But I kind of like move around the triangle as the way I'm feeling. Like the posts I made this morning, I read a post yesterday about somebody posted about greatness and how, you start off bad, then you get better, and then you're great. And then I kind of posted around more the idea of your percentage of possibility of greatness gets better, but you can be bad at any moment. Like even if you get good at something, you can have moments of sucking, but your moments of sucking suck less as you practice or get more reps. And I was like, that doesn't really too much talk about it's kind of like touches on what we're doing with fist bump, but it doesn't go deep. And so like, I'm still figuring this out as far as what to talk about and what to post about. So again, I'm kind of learning as much as you guys are. So I hope this was beneficial.
Definitely.
It was.
Walking through the create post is extremely helpful too.
Okay.
Neat tool.
That's definitely helpful, Daniel. Thank you. You did a good job.
Well, thanks. Don't tell Brandon that,
Yes,
because then he
very
might
good
ask me
job.
to do it again. So just
Then
tell him.
hopefully don't watch this video then.
Tell him I did terrible. So we can have him do
I'm
it
sorry,
next week.
Daniel, but we're giving the truth in. I'm sorry, but you did very well in that.
Oh,
meeting.
thank you. Thanks.
But well, I have an input. I've been
Oh.
testing the commenting with James and Seth and Cup.
Mhm.
They're doing pretty well. They're
Okay,
doing pretty well. I've already trained Seth's account, James, and Cup,
Mhm.
and they're catching the tone, the style, and the most frequent used words. And I'm not tweaking the comments. I'm just copying and pasting, and that's a
Wow.
great, yeah, that's a great step. And I just want to say thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. So Reem and Nor are the reason the reason for a lot of things getting better, but especially that, which is they noticed that they were using the comments. Originally, they were good and they were using the comments and they were getting worse because you kept telling AI, hey, this is how it should sound. And AI, if you keep reinforcing, it's weird. If you keep reinforcing that it sounds good, it actually gets worse. And so what we figured out was if we train on a curated list of comments, then it doesn't get worse because every time you ask for one, you're asking with the same group, where what I was doing was I was saying, use the last 15 comments that the user has made to comment. And so if you continue to use AI to comment, your comments will get worse. So thank you very much to both of you that we made that discovery and it's improving it. Full transparency.
Thank you for making it
yeah.
happen for us. I
Yeah.
mean, to build on what Reem said,
Mhm.
we've been testing it out with our clients today, and we see a huge improvement. Like
Awesome.
we rarely have to go in and tweak a comment. We've been playing around with like creating posts using Fist Bump as well. So it's like we have been doing great progress so far, and I just want to say like thank you so much, Daniel. I know we sometimes give you a hard time, but but we're getting there. Everything is working out great for us so far.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for listening to us because we were mumbling.
Thank you. And to everyone here, thank you all. I wanted to let you know if there's something, you know, the nice thing about this group being so small relatively, and us being so small relatively right now, is that we will always value your input, especially as a small initial group. But right now, we would love to hear your feedback. Is like, if it did this, it would change it for us. It'd be a game changer, you know? But so just let us know if there's something that would make your life easier or better. I know that when I use the engagement lists, there's little things that I'd like to see improve, and those are usually what I work on. But if I don't have any input from others, then that's just what I'm going to work on, and we're going to work on what we think. So just drop me a line in LinkedIn and let me know, or anywhere. And I'm happy to take a look.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Very
Daniel.
helpful.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Well,
Take care, everyone.
Yeah, well, I say I won't keep rambling. Give you guys 7 minutes back. So we'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Daniel.
All right.
Take care,
Thanks,
guys.
Daniel.
Thanks.
Hey,
Have a
Daniel,
great day, everybody.
I can hold on. If anyone wants to.
Remember Fist Bump.
Oh yeah, sorry. Is that we do that here too? Sorry.
So I'm messing around with creating a post. There's the additional instructions prompts. So the idea came to me, today's leap year, right? Make a post about leap year, fun, whatever. When I click write post, nothing pops up in the box. So I chose a post structure. Is there a step that I chose a structure, chose a topic, typed in some additional instructions and prompts?
What topic did you choose?
Post. Oh, topic. I think it's education.
Okay.
Topic education.
That I thought I saw that the other day. So if you choose a topic and not a question, I don't think it's consistently working. I know it's not consistently working because is there anything in that topic? Do you have any answers in that topic?
Oh, and my twin. Oh, you know what? I don't think I do.
So what I would
that's why.
suggest is if you're trying to make a post like that isn't based on an answer, then give it a template. And then in the others prompt, say that what you want to do. So can I have a year? Can I have a post about leap year? whatever.
We're gonna use it now.
But don't use the topics, because
Okay.
unless you go into one of your questions and you say, hey, I can answer this question about the leap year, and then you could answer the question, and then it will use that answer, if that makes sense. So like,
Okay, so I'm going to go, whatever, embracing risk, or post structure. So I'm picking a post structure template,
sure.
right?
Then leave the topic blank, no topic,
Topics none, and then I'm going to put, hey,
and then
make
put
a-
it in the prompt, like, yeah, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know how that turns out. I might
Cool.
do something. I mean, it'll
Okay, boom,
definitely, the
there,
good
okay.
thing about
Just to let you guys know, like we are going to clean up the list of the structure that you guys can see right now. We're gonna clean that up to make it like a little bit better, because I know it might be a little bit overwhelming right now because you're not entirely sure like how is the post going to look like, but we're going to clean it up, make it a little bit simpler. And hopefully that will help you guys out.
Got it.
Thanks.
cool. Well,
All right.
thank you.
Hey, thanks, Daniel.
See ya.
Great,
Yeah, no
great chatting
problem.
with you. See
All
you,
right.
Dave.
See you guys next
See you
week.
guys. Bye.